Waves have released a plugin that really should have been a long time coming, but they figured out how to do it. And well, we're going to see what kind of results I can get out of my dull, bad drum head, cheap drum set, definitely not tuned drums with their new plugin, well, new-ish, Waves Torque. First up is the focus control, and the way that works is, well, let me show you on another track actually. So this track has more going on it, and you'll see when I hit play, the waveform will start, and you'll see a few peaks, and that's what's called resonance. So what I'm going to do is pick the highest peak and then work with the rest of the track on that. So watch this. If you click this speaker icon while you're doing it, it focuses the audio just in that one frequency area. Wave suggests that obviously you go with the one that has the greatest resonance. However, the second harmonic might sound better. So the one that's slightly lower in level. So try both. All right. The second control that's most important is the threshold. Now, I think by default it's like up here somewhere. What you want to do is while your track's playing, you want to get the LED right here to turn yellow anytime the drum's hitting. So watch as I lower the threshold. Right there. So you don't want it to be orange, you don't want it to be green. Yellow is the key. All right. And then our third most important, well, this is probably the most important control, but you had to set these two first. But torque. This is where we change the pitch of the original track. So here's what the original sounds like. And by the way, this is the close mic, and if you hear any clicks and pops, it's because, again, screen capture software runs at 44.1 kilohertz. This project is 96 kilohertz. I am of the belief that higher sample rates give you better pitch changes, so I'm going to keep it at 96 unless it becomes a huge problem. Anyway, obviously that tuning is just not good, so I'm going to just go around with the torque control and hear what we can do. Okay, now I'm going to try the second harmonic, see if that actually can work better with the lower pitches. All right, I do think the second harmonic sounds better on this track, so I'm going to do a pitch raise now. right, so it sounds interesting. Is it the same as actually retuning a real drum? Not really, but it does allow you to change it pretty drastically. And, I can imagine that if the tuning was just a little off, where it would sound better, raised or lower just slightly, it wouldn't be too bad. But, obviously, if you're recording, you really want to try to get your drum tuning spot on, mainly because you're going to run into problems with the overhead mics. That's where you're not going to be able to use this plugin. This is for close microphones, also drum samples, which I'm going to try in the next few minutes here. But so far, again, I see a use for this plugin. It's definitely a nice utility plugin to have. It can fix problems that you may not be able to retrack. So for that, I would say awesome. And it's easy to use. The other two controls you want to worry about. Torque trim is for when, mainly if you're going for the lower pitches, sometimes it can be a little bit excessive in the resonances, so you might want to trim that back. And the speed controls the attack and release times. So adjust that until it sounds better or worse, or you can just leave it at the default. But I would definitely adjust this after you mess with the torque. And then if you need to, there's an output trim control. What I find really interesting is you can actually make the 12-inch tom sound like a floor tom. All right, let's listen to some better sounding drums now, okay? And retune them. All right, so I have perfect drums loaded up and Waves Torque is after it. And what I'm going to do right now is hit the sample and see where my different resonance peaks are. All right, now I'm just going to adjust it. Well, the threshold looks good. All right, now I'm going to adjust this down first. So this is before and after. And now I'm going to bring it up. All right, now I'm going to actually put it on the second harmonic. Or is it the first harmonic? Either way, I'm adjusting it to the lower resonance peak. All right, now I'm going to change which snare drum I'm using. Oh, and that immediately changes where the resonance peaks are. So I need to, if I'm going to do this, I'll need to adjust that right away. All right, now I'm going to do a tom drum. Bypassed. So I would say it's doing a pretty darn good job without me really having to adjust these other two parameters. So this gets my seal of approval. It's a unique plugin. I don't think there's any other plugin out there like this, because what it basically does is it breaks down each drum into its own little part. So, you have your attack. And so the pitch doesn't affect the attack, because that would make the drum sound completely different. And then it does mess with the pitch. It messes with the resonance, phasing. So, whatever it does, it's doing a great job at it. And really, the price is right. No pun intended, towards a TV show. So this plugin's nice to have. Again, you're not going to be able to do anything unless you're using drum samples on the overheads. The overheads, you're not going to be able to retune. So just your close mics. So I think if you have tom drums that weren't tuned properly, this is perfect for that. Although, again, it's not going to be able to affect the overheads unless you do a lot of automation and you have just the tom drums are being played at that certain part. You're going to run into issues with that. So my suggestion is, this is a good plugin if you absolutely need to fix something, but don't get lazy. If you do buy this plugin, make sure drums are in tune before you record. But if they're just a little bit off, then this can help. And if you have drum samples, then this also can expand your library beyond what's already included. So for all those reasons, even at the normal price, I think it's $70. It's a pretty good deal. When it's on sale, it's a absolute bargain, which I think it was just $30 or $40 the other day. So yeah, I would definitely pick this one up if you're having any issues with drums being out of tune. This has been Adam for RealHomeRecording.com.